Ultimately, the beauty of poker is that everyone approaches the game in a different way, and we've seen him approach the game in a somewhat unorthodox way, but it has been to a great benefit for him. Everything that he's done so far has been the right move for him. Everything he's done so far has been to extract the most amount of chips that he can, and ironically enough, off the same opponent twice.
Yeah, I just see a tweet here from Grania there, JP Kells, and she said, "My God, he's good, Kevin Killeen," and that kind of sums up how he's been going here. So yeah, get them tweets coming in.
Right now,
he's also single, I think.
Right now, it is the Kevin Killeen show at the Irish Open. He has quite the rail with him here today as well. Donico D here with the suited ace-6 has made the raise to 100K.
Should be getting a lot of respect behind him.
And Kevin commands such an interesting presence at the table. Like he's not a very tall person, but he's kind of brooding. He kind of leans over.
Dave Andreas has got picked up King Queen.
For sure.
This is it.
He's got to take this spot. This is a must. Like, oh my God, it's against Donico though.
He's not going to.
Donico's finally opened a hand. Andreas must be looking at King Queen, going, "Oh no."
This has to be automatic. He can't even think.
Just get it. Yeah, come on.
Fergal Nealon put King Queen in.
I got it in against two guys. Get it in there, and you're suited. Ala's good.
Look, he has to. You're right. He has to. There's just too much equity in a hand like King Queen suited, even against Donico D's opening range.
What is he doing? What the hell is he doing?
Phil Helmut 2010.
Oh. Well, hold on a minute.
He might be planning a stop-go, in fairness, guys.
He might be.
This is a stop-go spot, if ever I saw. Oh, my goodness!
He's a genius.
Yeah, he tried to do a Kevin Killeen there. Just
Donico has top two.
Yeah, top two.
He's not going to get slow rolled.
Look at the huff and the puff. Oh my God, what's going on here?
I assume Donico's put him in. Is he actually slow rolling?
Oh my God, what are you at?
What is going on
These
here?
graphics can't be right. Get it in.
He's bet 300K. He has put them all in. What is
Alles klar, yeah. Alle die chips in die Mitte.
Look, there's nothing.
What is going on? If there's any justice, an ace is going to roll off on this river.
An ace or a 6 got to hit the turn of the river. This is disgraceful.
Nicked, richtig.
What's happening?
Meine Freund.
Donico D has bet 300K.
Does he know? Does he know the bet is out?
He does. He's doing the Hollywooding.
You're having a laugh here, Andres.
Our production crew haven't got a player's holdings wrong all weekend.
No, they have not. They have not got a player's holdings wrong all weekend.
Well,
they
this is absolutely disgraceful. Donico D is from the old school.
Donico D is the legend Donico D.
And he's an absolute gentleman, and this is horrendous.
Andreas is going to be taken on a trip to the mountains after this one.
Horrendous behaviour. And you know what? You know what? He deserves an ace here. He deserves an ace or 6.
I have no idea what I'm looking at.
I don't care. Ace or 6, come on.
This is appalling.
Come on, the Don.
This is appalling behaviour.
You deserve the camera. It's coming. Come on, the ace or the 6.
What?
Oh my God.
Look at the reaction from Michael Wang.
Idiot.
What are you doing, sir?
That is disgraceful.
On your bike.
It's going to kick off here.
Yeah, and Kevin Killeen is absolutely spot
not
on
okay.
to tackle him. Absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Any ace or any 6 will be cheered by the world of the internet.
Aus Deutschland.
If there's any justice here.
6.
Yeah, the table are giving him a right going over, and rightly so too.
I like it. He's doing this to the gentleman, an absolute legend of Irish poker.
A hero of the game, an icon of the game.
Liam Flood will be looking down here, funking for that ace or 6 so bad.
4 outs for Donico for the justice card.
I have no idea what Andreas was doing there.
That is just shameful. I cannot believe that.
And look at the Don.
Flopping the
Don
nuts.
remains composed.
Flopping the nuts.
He's probably the only player who hasn't said anything.
Exactly, yeah. He's letting everyone else do it. He's such a gent. Come on.
7 of clubs on the turn.
Come on. On your bike, Germany.
Any 4 for any justice here. It's an ace or a 6 on the river.
Pandemonium here in Burlington.
Epic scenes. And that's what you get, folks. That's what you get. You put it in like a 3-minute slow roll with the absolute stone cold nuts against the gentleman of Irish poker, and that's what you deserve. Out.
Absolutely. Disgraceful, outrageous behaviour, and justice has gone to Deutschland. I'm sorry, that was shameful. I've never seen anything like that at the Paddy Power Poker Irish Open. As a matter of fact, yesterday I remember speaking to people saying the great spirit of the game.
No, the fans aren't bored, but they are tired. Nearly 3 a.m. here at Binion's. Even the players are feeling it. They've been playing for almost 15 hours. David Gray remains the short stack at the table. Everyone but him probably hoping he'll just be done with it, get knocked out so they can get some sleep. Action, though, does continue now until one more player is eliminated. Chris Moneymaker is our chip leader at this point. Don't expect him to do anything huge, but he's looking at ace-queen, so he's going to make some sort of move. He bet 60,000 on the ace-queen. Action over to Phil Ivey now, and looking at a couple of nines.
Phil Ivey always loves pocket pairs.
He'll call it. Next in line is Jason Lester. Ivey with the lead with the 2 nines. Well, Lester with a couple of 10s. And at least before the flop, you figure he's going to stick around, and he indeed does call that.
We have 3 players in the spot.
Nobody else wants any action, and so we're going to get the flop now. Moneymaker, Ivey, and Lester in the hand. The flop comes 2 queens.
A monster flop for Chris Moneymaker, who makes 3 queens and becomes a prohibitive favorite.
Check.
Jason Lester checks, so the action to Moneymaker, you have to figure he's going to push things right now. And he does with 70,000.
I thought he might have pushed it more. Generally, you make a bigger bet there and you push out the competition. We always like to say better to win a small pot than lose a large pot. He's almost inviting calls right there with the 70,000. A big favorite in the hand.
Well, Phil Ivey is indeed going to take that bait, and he'll call it.
Yeah, Phil Ivey will call, and I guess for the 70,000 he'll call. He is well behind in the hand, doesn't know it. Jason Lester actually has a better hand than Phil Ivey right now. He decides he's going to stay out of harm's way. He doesn't want to get any trouble at this point. The next person knocked out doesn't make the final table. So Jason Lester.
Here comes a turn in. It's a 9, and that gives Phil Ivey a full house.
Miracle on 4th Street for Phil Ivey, who now has the full house and the better hand.
But nobody knows it here except Phil Ivey.
And there's no reason for Moneymaker to assume that Ivey had the pocket 9s. So he's going to bet 200,000. Understandably, he just can't think he has that type of hand to beat him. He's got to believe the 3 queens are best right now. And Phil Ivey deciding what he's going to do, he's obviously going to play. And if and when he wins this sizable pot, Phil Ivey will put himself in terrific chip position for the final day.
I'm all in.
He is all in.
All in.
And quickly called.
The pot size is 1 million now.
9 full for Phil
Yeah,
Ivey.
Moneymaker is disgusted. He never could have assumed the 2 9s in the hole for Phil Ivey. And now he is going to need an ace, a queen, or a 6 on the river to win the hand, which would knock out Phil Ivey.
Moneymaker's looking for an ace on the river. Or another queen. Here we go. We're going to see one more card. It's an ace!
An ace!
An incredible knockout blow for probably the best player left in the tournament, who has gone down.
Oh, amazing. Phil Ivey loses with a full house to a better full house of Chris Moneymaker,
Who has now knocked out heavyweights Johnny Chan, Umberto Brenes, and Phil Ivey. My goodness.
Who is this young man? The remaining players thrilled to be at the final table, but also happy and relieved that the great Phil Ivey will be absent. So Phil Ivey is the 10th place finisher and 830th player eliminated.
Stands with roughly a 2.5 to 1 chip advantage in this match.
How much do you have, Phil?
Blinds at 2 and 4,000.
35. Yeah, I think 52 is roughly right, Ken.
Pocket nines for Sands.
Of course, I limped big there. He showed me he's ready to call. I know he's ready to call.
The outer monologue at work once again.
You know, and for Sands, he makes every bet like he's on lithium water.
It's all deliberate.
Pocket queens for Helmuth.
You get the feeling all the chips could end up in the center here.
22.
You raised to 22.
Helmuth raises to 22,000.
Call.
All in and a call.
Phil calls all in.
Two queens
Pocket
to Phil
queens against pocket nines.
Of your hand.
2 nines. Knock Sands.
Helmuth, a 4-to-1 favorite heading to the flop.
All that work, they let you cooler me. They might reward me.
I'm not that confident.
Phil with the best hand, but the one at risk right now. Here comes the flop.
Well, Helmuth's saying he's not that confident. He's got no reason not to be heading to the flop.
9 right in
Oh,
the
but
window.
he's really not that confident now. A set of nines for David Sands.
Here's the turn.
What do they call that?
nothing.
Visualization?
Flush draw, though.
Turns a
That has
tray of
nothing to do with
diamonds.
me.
Helmuth needs to catch a queen on the river. He's going home.
Yep. Throw your coat on, Phil.
This is how I get my money in like every tournament I play in. It's crazy. I mean, it's just over and over and over.
Phil needs a queen. Here's the river. It's
Hey, queen!
Moaning is rewarded in this case.
Phil Helmuth hits a 2-outer to stay alive in his round of 16 matchup against David Sands.
So far today, and I'm sure he was getting a little bit down on himself, but you know, that was a big move.
Seat 7 raise 9,500.
Comes lock. And Sorrel has been
Oh, they both have ace king. Sorrel is
more willing, obviously, to get this in than
theoretically
than Phil.
Here's why. Phil actually is down to 200K in chips, which is only 50 bigs. So now it's light enough that he's want to, and he's hoping maybe Phil's gonna make a move with something worse. Also, he's got the same situation where even if Phil doesn't have a good hand, it's like you're putting pressure on a guy who doesn't have many points when you do. So,
and I'm not sure if this is an easy, clear-cut decision for Phil. Doesn't feel like it.
I don't think Phil's folding.
Right. He can't fold. But the 4-bet feels.
I think Phil
similar.
might just, based on his, he's gonna just, here it is, do some weird like. No, you know, here's what Phil's going to do.
So
he's going to think about it for a minute.
And then
he's going to
jam?
look down. He's going to like cut out like 110,000 or 129,000 more, slide it on his 2 cards into the pot. So yeah, Phil's here's putting 100. Did I say 129,000? Because God, that looks close.
you are.
Hold on.
It's actually quite scary how connected you are to the underpinnings of his brain.
Seat 7 raise 125.
Ah,
125,500.
all right. I mean, I might have to leave the booth now. You can get the next guy to come in here.
Seat 1 re-raise all in call.
How does he have ace king though? No jacks.
No. He's slow rolling. Slow rolling the chop.
Correct.
Wait, but you're suited, bro. You
Correct. I can't help it. It's a chop. Well, it's actually not a chop because I have heart.
What do you mean? If it was offsuit, that would be okay.
That was some high-level banter right there.
You get it all lined up. You get it right every time.
Mizzy correctly figured out he was slow rolling the chop.
I was thinking if you have ace king, maybe what I'm supposed to do is look at the flop, then pop it on a jack high flop.
Right.
Wow, everybody is standing up. Everybody is standing up.
For 4 spades,
I don't want to get greedy.
I mean, this is not a big thing. Everybody stood
This is the
up.
worst.
Oh, Mizzy's.
I deserve to lose. I deserve to lose. Bring it on. 3 clubs.
Everybody wants Phil to lose this.
Whatever. I'm in Montreal. I'm having a good time doing something.
3 of hearts, oh no.
Wow. This is like the sickest moment.
I gotta be ready to hug you if things go wrong. Either way, you're getting a hug.
Yeah.
You're good.
I think he's getting goodness. You do the hands
You're
thing
good,
again.
kid.
Queen of clubs.
I looked at the ace king of hearts.
I'm okay with it.
I deserve the club. I deserve it, don't I?
Kind of.
I deserve it.
A little bit.
Vanessa, I deserve it, right?
A little bit. A little bit.
I don't know
Phil's
if I
energy is not good here. He has his
I'd be
backpack.
okay with it.
I'm not.
You know,
I'm feeling worried about this.
The gods saw it. They were on vacation.
It's feeling clubby.
Oh
my
God.
That's why
it really is.
Wow, wow, wow. And that is not the Premier League for Phil Locke, but it is not good. Amazing stuff. And, you know, one thing is for sure, Brian, whether or not Phil made good decisions.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's